On today's show,
we preview and predict Game 2 of the NBA Finals.
does Bron need to take over? Will the Splash Bros make it rain? What will Coach Kerr break tonight?
And Lily joins us live from Oakland to discuss shooting hoops with a legend and his Steph Curry tunnel shot.
It's Sunday, June 5th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world, and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast or joining us live on NBA TV or a little bit later on YouTube, we're happy to have you. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Feels good to be on the ones and twos on a Sunday.
Over there, over yonder, it's Starters blog editor, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey-o! And finally, joining us live from Oakland, it's the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Hey,
Lily, what do you have in store for us tonight?
Well, obviously Game 2 is a pretty exciting moment over here, but I wanted to bring one thing to you guys' attention first. You're always making fun about me of my casual attire that I sometimes wear around. Well, check out ESPN writer and friend of the show, Zach Lowe, what he wore yesterday to the media scrums. Check it out. He's got the flip-flops on. Thongs, as I like to call them. So now that I know that's what I can wear, I'm going to be doing that from now on. So it's pretty exciting
thongs.
I'm really happy we saw Zach Lowe's feet. What else you have for us, Lee?
Yeah, he was thrilled when I was taking a photo of him too there.
Yeah.
So on Friday you left me with the challenge was to take the Steph Curry tunnel shot. I did that. I've got that to show you. And also I have a big surprise for you, which I think you and regular viewers of the show will be very excited to see. So I'll have all that stuff for you.
All right, Lily. Well, don't go anywhere. We'll get all that stuff from Lee and more. Maybe he'll see someone else's bare feet, and he'll get that as well. But, guys, we're just hours away from Game 2 of the NBA Finals on ABC. Can the Dubs take the commanding 2-0 series lead, or will LeBron and the Cavs make the necessary adjustments to steal one in the Roracle? We'll find out soon enough. But before they tip it off in Oakland, Trey, you got some key questions for us as we head into this pivotal Game 2.
Sure do, Skeetsy. And the first one, because winning 4 out of 5 seems impossible against the Warriors, is Game 2 a must-win for the Cavs?
That's a good question. Technically, no, it's not must-win, but
True.
Essentially, yeah, it is. I mean, you look at the history of the NBA Finals, only 3 teams out of the 31 teams that have gone down 0-2 in a final setting have ever come back to win the series. Those aren't good odds, less than 10%. The Warriors also have their number right now. They've won 6 in a row against the Cavs. I think we're sort of forgetting this. Back to last year's finals, taking games 4, 5, and 6, 2 regular season matchups, and then, of course, game 1 on Thursday. Yeah, to me, you really do. The Cavs need to go and get this one to have any sort of competitive series, because I truthfully think the only thing this is going to really decide tonight, the Cavs win, that means the Warriors win in 6, and if the Warriors take Game 2, I think it's over in 5, personally. What about you?
Well, the Cavs should look at this like a Game 7,
Sure.
because if they don't win, they've got to execute one of 2 things to become the champions. They either have to go 4 straight against the Warriors, not very likely, or they're going to have to win in the Roracle in Game 7, not very likely.
Right.
So this is like a Game 7 to me.
That's why it's going to be a huge game. What's the next question, Trey?
All right, speaking of winning Games 2, the Cavs won Game 2 in last year's finals when LeBron was the only healthy star on the Cavs. So, does that mean LeBron needs to take over in tonight's Game 2?
I don't think he needs to take over shooting. I think he needs to take over by leading by example, and that means driving. When the shot's there, take it. Otherwise, pass it, because he needs to get his guys going. I think that is what's important to LeBron James. When they won Game 2 and Game 3 last year, you got nice contributions from Delly and other guys. LeBron needs those guys, because outside the big 3 of him, Love, and Kyrie, only 26 points were scored. And also, this team fell apart when he went to the bench. So what's key to me is not him shooting. It's getting those guys to touches, getting JR to be JR, and those other guys performing. He knows he can't win this game on his own. Lead by example, play better.
I agree with you. I don't think he needs to take over. I think LeBron can and will probably tonight play better than he did in Game 1.
Yeah.
You know, Iguodala has done an unbelievable job matching up on him, and Draymond Green, of course, when he gets switched on. But LeBron still shot 9 of 21, 4 turnovers. You know, he always harps on that. He hates turning the ball over. He knows how much damage that does to his squad. So he needs to take care of the ball better, obviously shoot better. He'll be better. But he said when the Raptors took 2 games in that last series, and he was asked, do you need to take over? You got to take over this. He said, no, I want to resist that. We have to trust the guys that we run with to get here in Kyrie and Love. I got to continue as a team to get the win. Not take it on slowly like I had to sort of in last year's finals, because also that didn't work anyway. they're going to have to beat the Warriors playing like a team. So you're right. He needs to lead by example, but that doesn't mean 40, 45 shots or anything crazy like we saw last year by any means.
I want to see some more face-ups from LeBron because the key is here the ball moving. And I think the ball moves a little bit more when he's looking at the hoop and driving, and then the passes come and fly around. Not that he wasn't passing, but I think it happens a little bit slower with his back to the basket. And he was 6 of 14 in the restricted area, which has got to improve. This is LeBron James here. He's shooting such a good percentage before this series. Listen, I think the Warriors are going to get one heck of a fight from the Cavs tonight.
Yeah, Coach Lue has been talking over the last couple of days. He wants LeBron and his team to play with pace. Be a little more fast, get into the offense a little quicker, have the ball move around. You would expect to see that tonight, or at least they'll try to. Next question, Trey.
All right, after they combined for 20 points on 8 of 27 shooting in Game 1, will the Splash Brothers make it rain tonight?
Well, what constitutes raining? Because 8 of
lots of makes?
Look, if Curry and Thompson combining to shoot 8 of 27 in Game 1, is that a sprinkle? Because if it's definitely going to rain, because they're going to shoot better than that. For sure. There is just
That's a sprinkle.
no possible way that one of those guys doesn't go off. And that's what's going to be interesting to me. Curry or Thompson, we've seen them go on their 11-0 personal runs time and time again, right? They hit 3 threes, hit a jumper here, get to the line. Like, they can go on those sort of 11-0, one versus the other team runs. How will the Cavs counter that when that event eventually happens? And it's going to happen very likely even in Game 2. So yes, they're going to get back to making it rain.
I think Clay and Steph were pretty content to let the others go off, their teammates go off in game number 1. They were doubled, and as a result of that, others guys were wide open. Steph acted as a decoy many times. I mean, basically not moving on possessions or when a double came, getting it out of his hands and finding guys who had better matchups when he got doubled. They were content to do that. They've learned. I think we'll see the Warriors, Steph and Clay, be found inside a little bit more off the ball. He'll find a way. He'll find a way in transition. Steph likes to learn in Game 1. I think we've seen that from him in his career. Game 2, different story.
Yeah, the two of them combined 2 for 11 on uncontested shots. And that is, the tracking, the player tracking. A defender not even within 3.5 feet of those guys. They went 2 of 11, 2 of the greatest shooters in the game. That's not going to happen again in Game 2.
Quarter number 1 for Steph Curry was odd. It was really strange. It's so sloppy with his hands. It didn't seem right. The fact that he had more turnovers than made field goals was really strange to me. Simply losing balls on multiple occasions. And there was a scenario here in the backcourt where Iman Shumpert almost stole the ball because he's just not thinking at this point. Very close to a Pablo Prigioni type steal there. And then an air ball. This is Stephen Curry throwing up an air ball. It was odd. I think he shakes it off, and we see a different Steph in Game 2.
Absolutely. Trey, next question.
All right, Cleveland lost the shooting, turnover, and bench battles in Game 1. So what's the most important thing for the Cavs to do in Game 2?
Turnovers is big, but I want to talk about a little bit of a stretch that happened in the second quarter that put the Cavs down 14. This was big. Warriors go small. So Tyronn Lue says, you know what? I'm going to take out Channing Frye and put in Kevin Love because I'm going to make him score down low in the post because he's going to have a size advantage. But what happened with Kevin Love at center, the Warriors gained confidence driving to the bucket. And this is where Leandro Barbosa did some serious damage. Iman Shumpert isn't blocking that. This game is about confidence, and once Barbosa saw a couple go in on the inside, he got some to go on the outside. Kevin Love's little stretch there was a -9 in the second quarter, and Frye didn't get many minutes because he was yanked there. I think you need Frye to play some more minutes. And there's an off chance we say Timofey Mozgov just to be that guy patrolling in the lane. Because, Sean Livingston, Leandro Barbosa, again, they got their confidence going because I believe Kevin Love wasn't on the floor in that second quarter. That was a huge hole that the Cavs eventually did dig out of, but they didn't want to put themselves in that hole. I think Kevin Love at the 5 isn't going to work in this series.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see more Channing Frye. I'd agree with you on that. And I think the Cavs in this game, the biggest adjustment to me, and we've sort of talked about it before, they need to move the basketball. They got into isolation basketball too many times. 25 possessions in that game, which the guy initiating the offense didn't even pass the ball. The Warriors will live with that any day of the week. The ball isn't going from side to side. It's not being pinged around. The Cavs need to do that. And I think that's what Lou's been talking about when he's saying we got to play with pace. He's saying the ball can't be stagnant. It has to get around to other guys, to all these shooters who eventually got to hit shots like JR and Channing Frye and so on.
If JR gets 3 shots, that means they're not moving the ball.
Exactly,
Right?
And even Frye in his limited minutes didn't have that many shots. All right, Trey, final question.
All right, we all know Lee Ellis can't get within 50 feet of a basketball court without popping off a couple of shots. But will my mate Lee ever get the ball?
Oh, wild card question here about
Wild
Game
card
2 of the
question.
finals. Yeah, if you watched any game time over the weekend, Lee Ellis involved in a bit of a sort of instructional video or segment from Isaiah Thomas and Dennis Scott there, and Lee, he's open. And
He wants it.
the ball. Look at him.
Look at the hands up.
Will he see the ball if he gets to do another segment?
It's
I don't
Almost
know.
like no one's guarding him.
He is very, very Dion Waiters-like.
Yeah. Give it to him.
Give it to him. He can knock it down.
I'm going to say that he will get his shot because anytime the Warriors aren't on the floor, Lee Ellis is on
Yeah,
the
that's
floor.
absolutely
So just the fact that he's on there 23 hours a day, I think he'll get one.
Well, we'll have a whole lot more with Lele after the jump. Talk to him live in Oakland. He plays a legend, and he tries the Steph Curry tunnel shot. Come on back. Back to the starters. There he is, Lee Ellis, live in the Roracle and getting ready for Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight. Lee, we got a whole lot to ask you about your time there out in Oakland. First things first, did you successfully complete your first NBA Finals challenge, which was to hit the Steph Curry tunnel shot?
Well, we'll have to check the video to see exactly how I went because I had a lot of fun trying. And, well, you know, the results, well, we'll have to see. It started off really, really well, actually. Look at this. This was the first one here.
Oh, Rimmer!
How far are we looking
Yeah.
at here? How far is this?
I guess it's 35 feet,
Yeah, you're giving it a chuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard.
Woo.
And, I mean, I got close. I felt I had it all right, but just couldn't quite get it in time. I had the strength for it, but
Man, first one, I nearly got it on the first one. I couldn't get back to it. Oh well, bad luck. Maybe next time. I'll knock this one down for safety.
Oh, ouch.
No.
Ouch.
unfortunately, I couldn't quite knock it in for you guys. I did hit the rim, which was good, but as compensation, while I couldn't knock in that challenge, look what else happened while I was out there shooting around. I know we've struggled for wedgies lately. Well,
What?
check out this.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay, not bad.
oh, you're calling somebody over.
Yeah,
you
Chase
call-
Trimble.
Chase Trimble.
Trimble's coming over to get a photo of it. I had to document it. I didn't know if it was going to be recorded or not.
All right, wait.
Oh,
no,
you're
no.
directing him here.
Yeah, come over here. IT specialist, photographer.
Oh, there it is.
Wow, beautiful.
Okay. Okay, well,
So I hope,
It's nice, Lee.
I hope that makes up for the fact that I couldn't knock it in from the tunnel.
yeah, we're not putting that up on the board, by the way. We're still stuck at 44
come
total
on.
wedgies. I mean, we could make it a half, I guess. I don't know. You're the wedgie master. What do you think? No? Okay. All right, so all you've been doing out there apparently is just shooting around on the Warriors court. There are a bunch of legends around. I can only imagine you've been challenging one of them to a shooting contest. Please tell me you have.
Of course I did. Isaiah Thomas was out there and they were filming a piece for Game Time, the instructional type video, and they needed an extra defender. So I went out there to be that guy. And before we got to shooting it, I was able to shoot around with Zeke and have a little bit of fun playing horse and a little bit of, just when we play out in the cage, you play best of 5 and all that sort of stuff. I was doing that with Zeke. And I managed to knock a few down. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, to be sharing the court with a Hall of Famer, and you can see I've got the raised finger there as well, which means I got the win too.
Wow. Okay, that's not bad. You couldn't knock down the Steph Curry tunnel shot, but you took down a Hall of Famer there in Zeke. Good stuff.
Yeah, and the funny thing is with Isaiah as well, like once I did knock down a few shots, you could see the competitive instincts coming out in him that he didn't want to lose to me. So it was so much fun for me.
All right,
Maybe
well-
not for Isaiah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yesterday we saw that you posted a pic of you talking to Blazers shooting guard CJ McCollum. We're looking at it here. I guess 2 questions. Why is CJ there? And what in the world are you talking to him about?
Well, he's here doing some things. As you know, he wants to get a career in media once his NBA days finish. So he was doing some stuff for NBA Live. I think he was doing some stuff with Facebook as well. But he also took a Bar 3 class
Oh, boy.
just last
Oh,
week.
my God.
So I actually asked him about it. I saw on Instagram a couple of days ago something that very much impressed me. You were doing a Bar 3 class in Portland. Can you tell me about that? Because I do it. And I tell the guys how tough it is, and they don't believe me. So can you endorse it for me?
I am endorsing Bar 3. I want to say that Bar 3 was founded in Portland, Oregon. I was actually in Pennsylvania, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where I went to school at. It's very, mentally exhausting, physically exhausting, and I'm telling you right now, as a professional athlete, it was a very rigorous workout.
Next time you're in Atlanta, we'll do one together, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, all right, it's a date. It's a Bar 3 date.
Me, CJ, and Kent Bazemore are going to do a class together.
I'm starting to think Bar 3 is just a cult, man. It feels like a cult.
Everyone loves it, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you should come along and join us as well.
I'm
Trey's
not
coming, so
joining
you
your
can come
cult.
too.
I don't want to join your cult. Lee, we're headed into game 2 here. We talked about it before talking to you, Tass and I breaking down some of the key questions. What's your feeling going into game 2 tonight? I guess first off, do you feel that this is a must-win for the Cavaliers in terms of trying to win this series?
It probably is, really, because you figure that Steph and Clay are just not going to perform the way they did in game 1. You think one of those guys is probably going to go for 30 or 35 tonight, and that's going to be tough for the Cavs to stop. So, you know, it's not the end of the series, of course, if they don't win tonight, the Cavs, but certainly they need to get at least close and give themselves a chance to win, to just show that they can beat the Warriors, because I just feel that what happened there in game 1 was a really good opportunity for them to win that. The Warriors obviously were coming off that emotional 7-game series against the Thunder, and perhaps there was so much drama going into that they could have stolen that game. They weren't able to do that. I think they really just have to show the Warriors tonight that they are in this series, and it obviously starts with LeBron. He has to do pretty much everything for the Cavs, but guys like Kyrie and Kevin Love and J.R. Smith especially really have to give him the support that he needs if they're going to keep it close.
Absolutely. Well, while you're enjoying the game, we do have another challenge for you tonight. Now, this one's going to happen throughout game 2. We need you to take a selfie with a celebrity. And Zach Lowe and John Schumann don't count, okay? Okay?
Schumann's been everywhere
Yeah,
so far.
I know.
in the
You've been
finals.
blasting us a photo of on our Instagram account every second day.
What about Zach Lowe's feet?
No,
Do
they don't-
those count? Just his feet?
Okay, so we need a selfie with a celebrity. Trey last year,
Okay.
I think, had E40 and Judd Bushler, so the bar is quite high.
Okay.
Okay. Get MC Hammer.
I'll
Get
see
it.
what I can do.
Yeah.
He's looking around. He's looking around.
Yeah,
You're going
okay.
to make it happen.
All right, Lee. Good luck with that challenge. Great talking to you, buddy. When we come back, Stephen Curry, he's driving me crazy. Come on back. That'll make sense in a second.
I am joined by...
That's Coon.
You a big Warriors fan?
Always, yeah, man. Ever since I was a little kid, back in the Baron Davis days.
I'm going to test out just how big a fan you are. I got a few questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, if you get them right, you're a champ. If you get them wrong, you have to give me your ticket, okay?
All right. Oh, come on, man. Don't do that to me. It's the only ticket I got.
Okay, you're a big Warriors fan?
Oh, definitely, man. I'm such a big Warrior fan. I made a song about him. You want to hear it?
Let's hear it.
Stephen Curry. He's driving me crazy. Stephen Curry, and the Warriors.
I am the owner and the builder of this championship basketball belt. It's only for heavyweights, and the Warriors is a heavyweight.
Wow, what an exciting moment this is.
What up, Skeets? Taz Mellis. What's up, y'all?
Okay.
Boys to Men as well.
Oh, Robbie James of the Tweet of the Week Army.
Oh wow, we've got a Tweet of the Week Army member.
Yeah.
Don't let the Tweet of the Week Army down. The captain will kick you out. First question: what is Steph Curry's first name?
Stephen Curry, but better known as Steph Curry.
Okay, 0 for 1.
Oh my goodness! Oh, if that's I can't answer.
The first one's an easy one. What is Steph Curry's first name?
Stephen.
It's actually his middle name.
Really? What's his first name?
Wardell.
Well done. You knew.
Yeah, you knew that.
Stephen.
It's actually his middle name.
Really?
In the 90s, there was a famous trio called Run TMC. Can you name those 3 players?
Absolutely not.
Wow! And you won again.
TMC. I'm going to go in order. Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullin.
It is Run, Jam Master Jay, and also it was...
I'm not talking about Run DMC. I'm talking about Run TMC.
Oh!
Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway, and Mitch Richmond.
He did it. He did it. Took him a while, but he got there. Who was the tallest player ever in Warriors history?
Oh, that was the 7'6" guy, Manute Bol.
Well done. You got it.
Was it... I don't know.
I don't remember his name, but he's a foreigner.
That's right. He's from Sudan.
Yes. I do not remember his name.
Manute Bol.
Manute Bol. Yes. I'm Nigerian, so I should know that. Okay. All right. I get half a point?
All right, we'll give you half a point. Why not? Why not? Who is the tallest player ever in Warriors history?
Manute Bol.
You're killing it, man. You're killing it.
Check mark.
This kid can shoot the ball from anywhere. I mean it. He can shoot it from your tail.
Who was the last player to lead the Warriors team in scoring that was not Stephen Curry?
Ellis.
Monte Ellis, you got it. You got it. You got
It
it.
took a little long, so I'm 56, so give me a break.
I would have to say Monte Ellis.
Oh, he's 4 for 4. Monte Ellis.
Monte Ellis.
Well done. Well done.
I got it.
Who is the Warriors' all-time leading scorer?
Steph Curry.
Well, that's a clean sweep anyway, 0 for 5, but that's not too bad.
I'm a new Warrior fan, I guess.
All-time leading scorers gotta be Wilt Chamberlain.
5 for 5. What can you say?
Yeah, Dub Nation. I'm living that Dub life all day, every day.
He's an old guy, this guy.
I don't know.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, what am I doing here?
Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. But before we get to that, let's take a look back at the major storylines from the Warriors' Game 1 victory.
At number 5, it was the turnovers. The Cavs weren't ready going from Eastern Conference competition to playing the best team in the world. A quarter of the Warriors' points came off TOs. Can't win like that. At number 4, the Cavs crashed without LeBron. LeBron needs rest, but they can't fall apart when he sits. It's easy to forget the Cavs were up 3 in the third quarter. When LeBron went to the bench, they went on a -11 run. Not gonna work. Number 3, the physical play. I think this shot kind of overshadowed all the physical play we had in this game. It was great to see Bron and Draymond Green go to the floor for this one, and it wasn't great to see another Draymond kick, which if it hit Kyrie Irving, we would be talking about probably at number 1. Number 2, this was the most physical play of them all. The smash from Steve Kerr. This was great. Got his guys going. Didn't want to take it on a player. He took it out on that brittle whiteboard.
What's he going to break tonight?
Who knows?
Hearts.
Sean Livingston's game was number 1. Cav focused on taking away Steph and Clay. So they read the defense and they went with the easy play. A playoff career high for Sean Livingston getting into the lane. It was cool seeing him shoot over bigs like Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson and Littles as well.
There you go. Guys, enjoy Game 2 tonight. We'll be back to recap it all tomorrow here on NBA TV at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Trey, you're off to Cleveland?
I'm heading to Cleveland tomorrow. If you see me, say hello to me.
There you go. Games 3 and 4. TK in the house. Back tomorrow.
All right. Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, new isn't always better, except when it is.
Brace the night, people.